Pastor Worley.
I don't know if it caught that. I just showed him a video. This is the Roundtable episode 5 now, I think. 5, yeah.
With 3 missing still.
But anyway. I just showed him a video. Usually it's just us shooting the crap, if you can see it. Yeah. Yeah. Everything's for punks. Anyway. We're gonna get a little serious for just a moment, and then we'll get into the game news and other crap that we usually talk about. Now, normally, when it comes to religion, I let it be as it is. Because I'm not into it. You're religious, and that's why I just showed you the video. Because you're a Christian, you go to church when you can. You know the Bible-ish. I mean, I'm sure you don't have it memorized, but you know what I'm saying. I don't. I'll admit that. But that's my thing. And I let you do your thing, and we exist. So, see, it can happen. Yeah. But recently, I'm subscribed to a guy who I reference a lot on my channel, Boogie2988. He did one of his characters. What's up, Boogie? His characters responding to Pastor Worley in North Carolina over his response to Obama recently letting the world know that he will support gay marriage and whatever. Okay, it's 2012, just for reference, so whatever. But in Pastor Worley's saying, quote unquote, he's again it. The Bible's again it. I'm not misspeaking. He's in the South. And see, okay, he said that they should take all the, and I'm quoting, queers and lesbians, put them in a giant electrified fence. Now, not to be cruel, you
feed them.
You airdrop food to them. But you just kind of, since in theory, I mean, I guess if they got desperate enough, the queers would mate with the lesbians. Probably. I guess he didn't think of that. Well, but in theory...
Maybe that's what he meant by dying off.
Yeah, fundamentally speaking, they wouldn't have any kids. He basically said, fence in all the homosexuals and let them die off. Yeah. This is a pastor of a church. I don't know what's worse.
When I thought you showed me the video, I was sitting there thinking, like, oh, he's like, in the office doing the vlog. He was in church.
That's what gets me. And, whatever. Yeah. Like I was just telling you before I started, technically, if you want to be, the KKK still exists and is a religious thing. I know, sensitive subject, but I'm just saying. So, whatever. And normally I would let it be as it is, but good freaking Lord. Are you kidding me? This guy just said, fence in all homosexuals and let them die out. And that's bad enough as it is. It is bad. But then, you're a man of God. Yeah, I'm sure we went over this the other night, that there is a passage in the Bible somewhere that says something to the nature of, I believe it's...
Man should not lay with man.
Man, or something like that. So, technically, he has a sound argument if you really want to be... I'm not trying to offend. If that's your religious thing, whatever, knock yourself out. But it's just ridiculous. That's what I want to point out. And I'm sorry. Yeah. If that's what you really believe and get you through your day, I'm sorry you're that filled with hate. But it's just like,
a little too far.
Wow. And then it's
maybe he was going into it, wanted to get it off his chest, but he kind of went at it wrong.
It's amazing. Anyway, I'm sure you can find it. I meant to actually look see if it was a separate video. I can presume it's either a televised church thing or somebody in this.
I'm pretty sure it might be
in his congregation filmed it, but it's Pastor Worley, WORLEY from North Carolina. And see, okay, this is where stereotypes and hatred comes from in the world. It's stuff like this.
It's bad enough. It's a southern.
And then he just goes on a rant about caging up queers.
Yeah, I was just like. I started laughing when he starts saying caging up the queers. I was like, wow.
It's so awkward. It's hilarious. Like you can't even believe it's. But anyway, so that's the serious portion of this. If you haven't seen this, if you're with him, go for it. I'm not, whatever. Like I said, I normally don't comment on religion because of stuff exactly like that. Because inevitably, there's someone that takes the Bible for every literal little word.
Every word for word.
But you know what? If that gets them through their day, that gets them through their day. More power to you.
Yeah, that was weird.
So anyway,
it was weird.
That out of the way. I'm sorry, it was just astounding.
Boogie's reaction was great, though.
Yeah, Boogie did a character. He has a character. He doesn't do it very often. Pastor Jacob. Yeah. And it's kind of like a kind of old schooly priest. Yeah. But anyway, He
said like a priest in the
he said something to the nature of, "I don't understand how you can channel Satan's voice without crushing under the pure evil of it." Yeah. So anyway, on to the normal of us shooting the crap.
Gaming news.
Gaming news. Well, what do you want to start with?
Well, we start out for also Nuts fans. We'll go ahead and get that out of the way.
I think it's dead in the water. I hate to say it. It's still a fun game, but we were due an update, just an update for balance tweaks like 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah, we still haven't got it.
Nothing. You don't see any more news on it. Now, if you go to the developer site and their blogs and updates, it's kind of like, something's wrong? What? I don't know. It's still worth a try. I still like it. I still play
like the game. On another forefront, they just released the full version of the theme song.
The crazy 80s.
Weird way you have to go through it. You kind of have to go to their site. You click on the link to download. And then it brings you to this little window that'll pop up.
I haven't seen this yet.
You have to social share it to download it, which is like, they call it buy with sharing. Right?
Like if you put it on your Facebook, or buy with get sharing, it. Yeah. But if you don't, you have to like.
It's a funny thing how that works. So I was sitting there like, okay, so we just put it on Facebook. So I was like, I'm going to send it to his Facebook page. I'm not going to post it on my page. Did that, didn't download.
Oh, so you literally had to just put it on your main page.
So I tried to put it on another page. Did it, didn't download. And I was like, alright, fine, I'll put it on my page. Put it, download it. You have to put it.
That's kind of funny that
on your page, but it's smart.
But yeah.
So if you want it, you're going to have to let the world know you want it.
So I think, did you even check, or you want to check real quick? I believe E3 is next week.
E3 is actually June 4th. It's a Monday.
So that's next week, I think.
Coverage is going to start Monday. I want to say Microsoft is going to get the jump on the...
I think Microsoft first, and then... Well, Microsoft and Sony are kind of at the same time. It depends on what network you watch, which one you'll see first.
Basically, game trailers if you want to just...
Yeah, that'll do it. But what interests me, and you've noticed it, is most of the sites, game trailers, IGN, Joystick, they'll have like their, we want to see this at the show. And it'll be this. It'll be this game. It'll be anything you can probably imagine. It'll be on the list.
Yeah, usually sometimes people get the rumors right. Sometimes it's like, okay, we expect.
But one big thing, and I think we said a couple weeks ago we would talk about this, so we'll go ahead and get out of the way. The Wii U.
Here we go.
I think it's. I think a lot of its appeal now is just its mystery.
Yeah.
Because Nintendo hasn't really... They showed like the which I didn't even look into, the redesign. Yeah,
I haven't really looked into the design of it at all. Other than this tablet controller that... It's a good idea, but I'm just
but need gadgets.
Yeah.
Just make it good. We went over. We talked about it last night. Just make a gaming system, Nintendo.
Yeah, just
like go back.
Give us a controller, not one you motion, not one you jerk off and try to.
Now I will say I will appreciate them for the motion thing.
Well,
that was a good gimmick when it started for about 6 months.
Yeah.
Then they should have been like, okay, that was fun, and like do something, update to the system, something.
And I like how they did like the attachments to that and like the classic controller, and then everybody bought a classic controller to Wiimote.
Yeah, I mean it's. But my thing about the Wii U, and we talked about it, and you agree because I think it was Joystick. I think you said or something had their or Machinima. What could be better about it? And they said the same thing. Like they just need to catch up.
Yeah, they just.
Period. The Wii when it came out wasn't even on par with the 360
or the PS3.
The best Wii game looks like a bad regular Xbox game or a good PS2 game, depending on which way you want to measure it.
It could go either way.
It's just
for example, the one day Madden releases on every console.
But it's like no one wants. like I said, I get the gimmick of the motion, but comes a threshold of like. No one cares enough to put that much effort into playing games.
Yeah, but Sega, for some reason, has come out with this statement saying that the new Aliens game that's supposed to come out next year, supposedly the Wii U is going to have the best version of it.
Yeah, I'll believe that when I see it.
Yeah, just like, how is this?
Unless, the tablet functions as a radar, you don't get in any of the other versions.
That's the only thing I can think of.
I mean, as a whole, though, I give Nintendo, and that's what they've done all along, since at least GameCube, is the kind of we got the money, we got the know-how, we'll try new tech. And I can appreciate that.
I can appreciate that.
But once they hit that motion, that's it. I mean, well, 3D capability, but...
My thing is, I want... This is what I want. Just to throw it out there. What I want is my hardcore games... And that's another thing, Nintendo too. First party. Yeah. And that would make me so freaking happy. They just don't do it. In case you don't know, Nintendo's not big on, we're innovation. We're trying to get the family together.
Which I can appreciate. But now that, you look at all the apps on PSN and 360, more so 360 because it has more, but it's just it's done. Yeah. What they set out to do, every other console's done. More so or better.
The fad ended.
It's ended. Now, I will say, and I tell you this all the time, I think if Microsoft hadn't come up with it, Kinect or something like it Nintendo would have been Nintendo's next thing. But
the thing about the Kinect is to me,
nobody uses it like it should be.
Yeah, they don't use it like it should be done. And it's there's so much potential to this thing.
Yeah.
Don't use it for.
Well, I have to wait and see. It'll take a lot from Nintendo to impress me to maybe even
consider.
And I swear, if you text me at 10 o'clock in the morning, oh my God, you're so awesome again.
Hey,
last year's E3.
I was excited because they had hardcore games on a Nintendo system for the first time.
But it's still that version of the game. It's not
it's still. Then I was like, oh no.
Yeah, it's still a dumbed down version.
It's still a Wii U. The Wii U version. What does that mean to me?
It's not as good.
Not as good, probably.
But I mean, so we'll see. Other interesting E3 news that just got leaked. Well, we'll get into that next. But is that Lucas will unveil some new game?
Yeah. So some new Star Wars game.
Some new Star Wars related game. Let's pray it's not another Force Unleashed.
Force Unleashed 3.
I'm good on those. I appreciate what it was.
Hopefully it's not a crossover of any kind.
Hopefully it's not another Masters of Terra. Anyway. Everybody wants Battlefront 3.
Everybody wants Battlefront 3.
A lot of people be happy with another Rogue Leader. Rogue Squadron, sorry. That was awesome. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot that a lot of people be happy with, but definitely I'd say if anything's at the top of the tier, it's Battlefront 3.
Battlefront 3.
The only semi-hint is the code name for the game. It's 13C. Anyway, it's numbers and letters, but it basically, roughly, it could be referred to. It's the same code that somewhere in a comic or somewhere in the actual lore, Boba Fett used that as a code name or something. So maybe it's a new bounty hunter.
Maybe it is.
Who knows? So that I'm kind of excited about, honestly.
I mean, there's no way it's going to be Republic Commando 2. I don't think so.
I doubt it, just because that's kind of wrapped up. I mean, where it left off, that's pretty much the end of the story for that. I mean... But anyway, you got some more gaming news.
Well, let's see. From there, we'll go from LucasArts to Kojima Productions, which is
finally
a new Zone of the Enders game is being worked on. In addition to, if you haven't already heard, Metal Gear Solid 5, which we all thought that was going to end, but apparently not. This is going to be separate from Rising, of course, but
it's whatever.
He's working on a new sequel to the Zone of the Enders. It's currently being codenamed Enders Project.
Yeah.
Concept art was, shown at some conference.
Zone of the Enders was really good. I remember that.
Biggest thing about it is it's supposedly supposed to use that new Fox engine that he's been working on.
Oh. New tech is always, it's just that. Usually it's okay, it'll be pretty and whatever, but I forget what was coming out and I was so excited. Mm-hmm. It might have been Crysis. I don't know, it was something, but it used a new engine. And I was like, people should just use that instead of Unreal because I'm sick of seeing Unreal and everything.
Was it the ID?
Yeah, it was
id engine.
It was the new id engine for whatever something game. But only they ended up using it. So
yeah. Well, I don't know. Like I said, everybody makes an engine for something.
But anyway, that's cool.
So he's working on that and got that going on. Of course, a lot of people have probably heard about this. There was a rumor going around about the new Need for Speed Most Wanted game. They didn't know whether it was true or just some kind of
the reboot, isn't it?
Or I believe HD remake. It's actually a brand new game.
Oh, it just has the same name.
Using the Most Wanted game, made by Criterion, who also made the Hot Pursuit
and Burnout and all that. Yeah, I mean,
so it's got
could be
could be
on that one.
We won't really find out. It's rumored to appear at E3, and
I'm kind of over racing games. That's just me.
I'm a big racing.
Yeah.
So we don't know what's going to expect it. I'm pretty sure it's going to be open world instead of...
Yeah.
Well, the other one was open world.
Well, the other was sort of... Yeah, I mean...
you had your races and all that.
Activision.
Call of Duty front. Activision had lost their case against Infinity Ward and had to pay about almost $500 million in bonuses from 2003.
Hey.
I could go into most of the story, but what I'll just highlight mostly.
They won, basically.
Granted, all the bonuses for the game, it was directly involved with the studio.
I don't know if you saw it, though.
Also, like Treyarch and all that kind of stuff. Activision, of course, disagrees with it, but the said it's final. So, congratulations to Infinity Ward on winning their case.
Speaking of judgments, did you see the thing? I meant to look into it more, but I kind of tried to, but didn't. Somehow, something 360s did infringed on Motorola's copyright.
Yeah.
And funny enough, actually in Germany, I think it is, the sale of 360s are banned for now, or temporarily until this whole thing is up. And now it's coming to us.
Yeah, we don't know.
It's still up in the air. It's waiting on a judge's ruling.
But
apparently something 360 did infringed on something that Motorola does, or the way it uses something. Some kind of tech.
I wish I had printed out this story, but I didn't.
I don't know. But anyway, so if you don't have a 360 yet, you might want to pick one up just
before Christmas.
Yeah, because
you might not be able to get one after
It's out there in the ether of this could happen. And
there's so much that from this. If this gets passed...
Oh, I know. Well, it's
how much it's going to hurt Microsoft in the future.
My favorite thing was one person for the Motorola thing was quoted saying, well, it's okay, Sony and Nintendo can pick up the slack. Total disregard and misunderstanding of how the video game market works. Yeah. But
Sony could pick up some slack. Nintendo can't touch that slack at all. Unless, somehow they have some kind of network, which will probably involve them stupid avatar. What do they call it? Mii's?
That's another thing. It's like...
I have a 3DS. I love the 3DS. But I had a Wii for about 3 months. Not any long enough to really enjoy it.
But yeah...
I've passed up a lot of good games because it just wasn't on the system I would play.
And that's what's next is Wii U.
What's next is more Wii U news. Of course, they launched a whole Facebook page for the Wii U, for all their announcements and stuff coming up.
Like I said, their biggest draw now is the mystery.
All we know is it's an HD system, which they're about 2003? 2004?
Exactly. When your last console doesn't even catch up to the current. That's all I'm saying. If you're a Nintendo fan, be a Nintendo fan. I'm not saying they don't...
He made a statement when the Wii first came out. He's like, we don't have to be all this.
And they sort of don't. They do fairly well to a point.
To a point, they do.
But then everybody's like, okay, I'm tired of playing anything.
I'm just too damn tired of playing.
Come on now. Gamers, typically...
is this.
And we're kind of larger and lazy. It's a stereotype, but it's true. Yeah, we're buff.
I'm buff.
Anyway. But, so, yeah. That's, I guess that'll wrap it up for this week. Let's see. So. Tomorrow. And like I said...
we can't forget that.
I almost forgot. Tomorrow. RedRoosterTeeth.com. Not sure what time. It's relative to time zones. I know on the East Coast it was usually around... No, it was late. It was usually like 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock?
So divide that out to the rest of the time zones. Yeah. However you want to do it. But I don't even know for sure that. That's just how it was the past season.
For us, 7 o'clock, so probably 4 o'clock.
But anyway, the new season, Season 10 of Red vs. Blue...
will begin.
Will begin. And it looks incredible. If you've never seen it, you can go to roosterteeth.com and watch every single season up till then for free.
For free.
Or if you want, you can support them
with
buy the DVDs
and
all that good
stuff.
Get the
extra stuff early, or just wait for the DVD.
You can get the episodes early if you're a sponsor.
Yeah.
And I will hopefully try to remember. If I don't do a show midweek, for my channel.
We
will definitely have I'm going to warn you now, spoiler-full talk about the next Sunday.
Probably a whole episode.
We will go over the whole episode.
Rooster Teeth edition.
And just talk about that for whatever and go over that. But like I said, you can go and catch up on all the old stuff. It's a really funny, to see where it's come from.
Yeah.
It started out as 3 guys playing Halo, and they figured out in Halo 1, if you aimed all the way down,
they look up.
The guy looks up. And of course, if you just wiggle the stick a little bit, it looks like he's talking inside the helmet. There was 100 episodes by the end of the Blood Gulch Chronicles, so it's probably at least 150, 200 episodes.
It's probably 200 episodes.
Number 1 rated web series off of this. And
they come a long way. I mean, they went from just Halo 1.
Then they went to Halo 2, Halo 3.
Getting money on to do...
now they got full CG.
And soundtrack.
It's good. So definitely check that out tomorrow. And I'll actually sort of finished on time.
So next week we'll do.
Next week we'll definitely talk about Rivers Blue.
Probably a little more rumors for E3.
E3 because I'm sure they'll pop up during the week.
Because the week after, I'm pretty sure we're just going to cram E3. Stuff.
And in case you didn't know, it was down for the whole of last week. Screw Attack finally came back up. They were redoing the site. It was down for ever, and I mean you may already know, but just letting you know if you're a fan, you kind of I almost gave up trying to check it every other day.
It's finally back.
It's finally back, so there's that. Good place to get news. Joystick,
a
couple of game trailers. IGN's been doing better. I don't like Kotaku. I really don't like IGN now because they redid their menus like Kotaku. But anyway,
that's why I have a joystick app right here.
Right,
it's right there.
So anyway, once again, Food of the Dark One, Tito Megam, Sexiest Black Man on the Internet. Till next week, peace.